Hello and welcome to Southern National. My name is Justin. I'm the owner of Team 53 and I partner with Coach Dave Academy and Impel Motorsports for this week's Learn to Drive video for SK Modifieds at Southern National as part of iRacing's 2025 Season 2 Week 10 official series. If you guys can, make sure you give us a like and a subscribe. I'm pretty much just a short track racer here in Wisconsin. My car's parked though, probably for this summer unless we can find some sponsorships. So if anybody's got a business out there wants to get on the car, great time, great opportunity. Also get your name on all these streams too. We did pick up a couple of new members for Team 53 from these here over the last couple weeks, so really, really appreciate that. And we'll kind of go from there. But SKs at Southern National are it's a pretty fun combination. It's going to be really low horsepower and kind of high speeds. So it's a fun group to work with. So let's head out on track here and let's see what we can do. If you are interested in joining Team 53, we've got a nice little special. If you join through the Discord, pay through PayPal, you can drop $20, get you for the rest of the season. And then what we'll do is we'll apply that $20 towards next season if you decide you want to stick around. Otherwise, you can sign up $53 on team53racing.com for a full season of setups and telemetry data. So lap one here qualifying, just kind of a throwaway lap. Lap coming to the what would be the white flag. I'm going to go high here in 3 and 4 and get a nice little run going. And you can see here we are nice and tight up against the wall. That's really, really important here in any car, especially on the short tracks, that we're making use of what road racers call their track limits. So we're up nice and high. You can see here this little rivet, whether you have this as sheet metal or plexiglass, that rivet hole will be there. So you can see we're up, way up on the track. There's kind of like a little light seam here that we're straddling. I'm just trying to give you guys like little bits of things to look out for. Yeah, it's really tough. You just got to look and be close. It's kind of one of those deals. So we are nice and close to the wall. We're getting ready here for turn one. We're going to turn into turn one here right at this second set of dash lines. So we'll start to turn in for the corner. And then we're going to bring it in and we go into this dark space here. And you can see here in the dark space, I start to drag just a little bit of brake to set that nose. As we come in, give it a nice little tap here on entry to get that rear end activated, get the car into yaw. And then my goal is to get this left front tire right along this seam here underneath. And you can see here in the corner, if we go to cockpit view, that seam right there. So you want your left front tire within that seam and the white line. You don't want to get below that white line because that apron is so much less banked, it'll just loop you right around. But we definitely want to get us into the apron there. So we grab that apron and then it's just a nice hard drive off the corner. If you find yourself spinning out like I did here a couple times, you really just have to watch your steering wheel input coming off the corner with your full throttle. So if you find yourself spinning a ton, either wait just at like a half a breath to get back on throttle, or look at how much wheel you have and try and carry the exit of the corner with less wheel in. So car comes up. We get nice and tight up here to the backstretch right about the crossover gate. That's really, really important that we're using as much space. And then we go 1, 2 after. We're going to start to turn in. Just like the front stretch, we go through the dark. We're going to lift and brake and get ourselves set up for turn 3 where we're going to do the same thing. We grab that left front below that seam and we bring it around there just like that. So if you guys are looking and you're like, I can't make these inputs work with my steering wheel and throttle pedal set, look over Impel Motorsports. They're a great partner of mine. They've got some great Moza products that you can grab as well as some next level sim rigs and their cockpits. So it's a great setup that'll give you guys a lot more stability and it'll help you be a little bit more precise than like if you're on like a Logitech or something like that. So let's show you guys the lap inside the car. So nice and solid lap time. I had a low to a 2.0 as my optimal. We just couldn't quite get there. So we'll keep working on that. But I think you'll definitely see some ones, maybe a zero towards the end of the week as people have had a little bit more practice on the setups, and they've kind of refined their driving a little bit. So switching over to race trim, but before we do so, if you have a small business and you're looking to enhance your digital footprint, Precision Pair Marketing is a partner of mine. Great people. I've used them for some things, and they do great work. So head over to precisionpair.com, and they can get you guys set up as well. So race trim here at Southern National is going to look very similar to qualifying trim in terms of the line. The big thing is going to be here exit of the corner. You can see here the car's kind of starting to step out on me just a little bit there. I counter steer and I'm able to get through it easy. In terms of passing, and it's really only a first lap or two where that rear end really wants to slide. Once you get a little heat in these tires, it's good. Um, but in terms of passing here at Southern National, bottom is always king, pretty much in any car that you run here. The SKs, they're just so momentum based and they're so down on horsepower for a high speed 4/10 mile track that it makes it really difficult to try and do anything on the top. So you'll see a lot of dive bombs going into one. You'll see a lot of dive bombs going into three, and then usually everybody meets in the middle of the corner, and that's where calamity happens. So if you notice somebody going in, they're diving you every time, and they're actually able to get to your bumper. So what do I mean by that? If you're looking on your iRacing relative and they're like zero point 0.2 to zero point 0.3 back, you don't really have to worry about a dive bomb because even if they dive bomb you, unless they're just doing a Ross Chastain or a full send into the corner, they're not going to get to you. If they're just doing a normal, dive in, trying to get you to get scared, um, that's really the only time that you have to worry about it, right? Is if they're within zero point 0.1, zero point 0.2. 0.2 is kind of the borderline, but if they're zero point 0.3 back, you really don't have to worry about them dive bombing. So just kind of keep that in mind as you go. But if someone does dive bomb you, just let them get underneath you. Try and roll the top on them and see what you can do. Southern National is pretty easy to tell here what lane you're in just because there's dash marks all the way around it, so it makes it super easy. And if you are a lap car and you're super off pace, I always recommend to people at Southern National that you just go high. It's so much easier for a fast car to find their way underneath you than what it is for you to just be running right in the lane. But whatever you choose, whether you choose to be bottom or you choose to be top, if you're a lap car, just be consistent. Don't be afraid to get on the radio. Tell people you're staying low, that type of thing. It does wonders for people, especially when you're first learning. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much Southern National in a nutshell. Um, don't forget to head over to team53racing.com, grab a season pass, head over to our friends Overdrive Racing Oils and Lubricants. They're a new sponsor. I almost forgot them. There's a link to their AMSOIL page in the description below, so head over there for all your AMSOIL needs. Every time you order from them, we get paid, so that's a big help. And hopefully, if we can get enough enough orders, maybe I can get the late model back out this year. So, best of luck to everyone this week. Let me know how you did. Leave us a comment. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video.